Hello, it is Transformational Tuesday, and this week I'm going beyond you, and I'm going to talk about how we transform our community through our holiday choices. So I apologize, I'm a little late today. There's been a few technical glitches in the matrix today. But what if one simple shift in where you spend and how you engage in social media could amplify prosperity in your local area? Don't just shop, make a statement. So, we're going to talk about supporting small business, and there are so many shop local, shop small. There's a lot of lot of new movements out there, in addition to some of the old ones that we've had. Black Friday specials are all over the place, and there are lots of choices. And again, we're going to talk about the overwhelm. We have an overwhelm in where we make our purchases and where we support businesses. So while you're in that overwhelm, let me lend a few cents, 2 cents of information to you and my take as a small business owner of over 21 years in a small community. Our community is about 25,000. Um, no, not 25,000, 2,500 people that live here in our town. So it's a very small town. We do know a lot of people and a lot of businesses. And I just want to reiterate why it is so important, because when you spend at a locally owned business, I'm talking the mom and pop brick and mortar businesses, and when you shop there, nearly half of the money you spend in that local business stays in your local community. Versus when you go to a chain store, a franchise or a chain, about 14 cents out of every dollar stays locally. So if you think of that, or you could say independent business, local businesses recirculate 45 to 50% of the revenue locally in our community, compared to 13 or 14% that comes from our chain stores. Like I say, here we don't have a lot of chains, but we do have roadways that come in and out of our town. So, as somebody who really believes in growth cycles and momentums, I see this all as a ripple effect. You have choices as to where you spend your money, and those choices can help create some stronger roots, more resilience, and more opportunities for our community. The more we keep people in town, the more they're shopping in town, the better our businesses grow. And for years, I have said my business is only as good and as strong as the other local businesses here. As we keep people in our community shopping local, we grow. Because when someone leaves town to go make a purchase, they're going to spend their whole day out of town. They are going to go out of town for whatever their main purchase was. They've traveled far enough. They're probably going to have a meal out of town, and they're going to do any other shopping that they possibly can to make a day of it, to make it worth their trip out of town. So just really think about that. Think about what you have the opportunity to do. Um, when I was first in business, I had the opportunity to talk with a lot of the old timers and discussing kind of that principle of we know when we shop locally, things oftentimes do cost us more money. And they cost us more money because as a retail store, we can't buy in giant quantities to get that discount like the bigger chain stores can. So that's why things are more expensive. Also meeting those minimum requirements and everything to even have um, a business, a small business is just incredible. The restaurants, they have to meet a minimum dollar to have the food truck, the food delivery services bring those foods, those fresh foods to them. It's an incredible amount. And so a lot of local businesses, because they can't meet that, they're ending up going and supporting other box stores, traveling to the discount club groceries in order to provide the foods to you. So think about that. Think about the dedication that small businesses really need to take on to do that. So, my worth the trip rule. When you are pricing things, and I'm not saying spend more just because it's local, but I'm saying that if what you are pricing, the statistic is about 17%. If it is only costing you 17% more to buy it local versus going out of town to buy it, you really need to buy local because your time, um, wear and tear on your vehicle, the cost of gas, and all of those things, if it is 17% or less more expensive to buy locally, then you've met that threshold that you really ought to buy it locally. And for the most part, things are not that much more expensive when you factor in all those things. When you factor in your time driving in traffic, um, and the things that really add into that decision of where you spend your money. Um, when you choose a local business, you keep that value in your community, and that saves time, and it also honors the whole local community and things like that. So your travel impact, and those are the things that you take into consideration. So setting aside the whole dollar value, what are the things that you can do that will help you to continue to invest in your local community that don't cost you any money? There's some actionable small engagements that you can do to support your local community more than just buying local. You want to share and tag. You're on social. You're finding me on social today. So choose a local business that you love. Share a picture, share a story on your feed that talks about that business. Tag that business. Tell them why you value them. Um, you're going to share that story. If they've written a story about something that they've introduced, a new service, highlighting their employees, anything that your local businesses are doing, share those. It doesn't cost you money, it takes you a little bit of time. So they talk about like and share, like and share, like and share. Well, the algorithms kind of got used to that and they are expecting more. So, in addition to liking and sharing, it's really important to comment and engage in your local businesses. Love the new products. Can't wait to stop by soon. That's not making any huge commitment, but it is creating a commitment to the algorithm so that those social media posts continue to be seen. The more engagement, the more they are seen. And I will tell you, as a small business, we invest a lot of time and a lot of energy in our posts. The ones that say sponsored, yes, those are ones that have been paid for. Paying for advertising on social media has gotten to be um, really expensive. Not that a single paid ad is expensive, but the way to deliver it because of the way the algorithms are. So just keep that in mind. If you can tag and share and comment, you have just really done a huge service to your local business. I know Pink Out Night is coming up for a lot of businesses. So support them. Share that post. Share that you're excited to see their sales. Just, 4 or 5 words in the comments when you share that and share. Share and comment, tag. Write a review. I have a hard time asking for reviews, and I know a lot of businesses are. Some of us have it set up as automated with Thanks for your coming to your appointment today. Please write us a review. Um, I go in spurts if I'm really good at that. But leaving a business, a Google review, a Facebook review, Yelp, anywhere else that you can leave a review. We just recently wrote a review for a local physician, and I was able to find four different places to post a positive review for a given physician. So there's lots of places out there, but Google, Facebook, Yelp, those are the big ones for small businesses that you go to. It really truly increases their visibility. Google seems to run the world. And when there are lots of posts and engagement with those posts, Google sees that and Google will get that business further and further up. Otherwise, it's going to cost them a lot of money to be seen. So it didn't cost you anything. Write that review and promote the business. Also, just make a basic recommendation as you're talking to somebody. Let them know where you go, where you shop, what you do, whether it's online or if it's in person. Recommend those small businesses instead of automatically going to that big store. Once you get into that big store, you're not getting the creativity and the talent. Here in Bloomfield, we have so many unique boutiques and crafted items, things that are one of a kind that you're not going to find anywhere else. And those will be truly treasured. So, this comes into that word of mouth marketing. It's really, really important. Never forget that. Always speak about the businesses that you go to, what you like about them. And if there's something that you don't like about a business, please be kind and take that up with the business owner in a private forum. Give them an opportunity because as business owners, we don't always know how everything comes across. You create a display and other people can't see what the point is of it or whatever. But if things are difficult to find in a store or if there's anything that's negative, please take it up with the store owners. Give them an opportunity to fix it because if you had a problem with it, likely somebody else did. And I am so appreciative when people let me know if there's a problem with something, that I can take care of it. Some things are out of my control, and it's just the way it is. Like showing up on time online. Sometimes things just are what they are. The other thing is consider gifting an experience when you are talking about the businesses and things that you really, really like about a business, instead of going in and purchasing something in a business to give to someone as a gift, give them a gift certificate. A gift certificate allows the person you're gifting it to, allows them the opportunity to go into the store and to have the experience. They may fall in love with that store as well. And, for example, I could go in and I could pick out a hand lotion and give that to you. Well, you're going to see the custom label and you're going to know what store it came from. But wouldn't it be so much more fun if you were able to go in to that business and experience it and pick out your own hand lotion? Or maybe you wanted a hair clip, you wanted something different. But to have that experience is really, really important. So you're giving your time, you're giving your money, but you're also giving that person the experience of experiencing that store. So they'll learn how you love it too. Restaurants are really great, allowing people to experience your favorite restaurants by giving gift certificates. Um, you know, doing uh, doing your meetings when you have an opportunity to have a meeting somewhere. If there's an opportunity to have food, go have it at a local restaurant. Yes, rooms at the library are free, but if you can create an experience and help support a local business, that's also important as well. So just do that. And as you're collaborating with these businesses and talking about different businesses, that's where you really work on all the things. When you're a coach or a business owner, partner with another local business. I know with the Iowa Salt Pod, oftentimes the spas in town, when because they are a similar type business, when they are doing a ladies' night and they have their swag bags, oftentimes I'm invited to provide them with a coupon or literature to include in that swag bag. So they're promoting my business to their first 25 guests that got their swag bag. And I'm able to offer a coupon or even just a flyer of information about floating. So that's an awesome way to do that. When people come to me for flotation, oftentimes massages go with a float. I don't offer massages at my location. But you bet I keep the brochures, the business cards, the phone numbers to the places in town that do offer massages that go with the floats. So do your campaigns. It's called guerrilla marketing. Even if it's just business card sharing, even if I just have your business cards at my business to talk about your business, and you take cards to of my business to your business and share, doesn't cost any money. We're just sharing business cards and we're sharing that story. I love to learn unique things about business. I'll get geek on that. I will geek for a business history. And I love to share that, especially when I know and I've been in this community so long and I can tell you the stories of what's been passed on, what the changes have been, how they've grown, um, just watching their successes. It's really awesome. And when I can share that and I can create that level of curiosity and support for another person of that business, that's really great. Um, look at supporting locally. I remember when I bought my first business, I had my mortgage at a bank that was out of town because that's how it happened. Um, my mom had a mortgage there and anyway. But when I went to get a loan for a brick and mortar, my banker, who was also a small hometown bank, refused to write that for me. He said, "No, you need to go to the banks in your community." And that's another thing to think of. We think of banks as being the money hoarders, but they're a business too, and they deserve that support as well. So whenever it's possible, support your local bank, your credit union, getting your business support there as well. When you've had an amazing experience, go to their social media pages and promote that as well. So just think about how you can keep this ripple effect going on. If you are buying, say your holiday list talks has apparel for different individuals, or you plan on buying 4 or 5 different pieces of apparel. Go to 3 or 4 different stores. Don't buy it all in one store. Spread that around. Have that ripple effect going around. It's really awesome. It's great to support the local businesses. So this week, I'm going to challenge you to pick one local business and engage with them in a way that doesn't cost you any extra money. Share their story, tag them, leave a review or a comment. Definitely engage with the posts that they have going on. Let's create that momentum together. And if you can't think of any local businesses to support, I do have social media pages. I welcome comments and engagements on there. So I'm showing up in this cycle of expansion. You don't have to wait for the perfect time. It doesn't have to be the holidays. Just respond to the pieces and parts that excite you. Let's build prosperity rooted in our communities because it's really, really important. So we stand with these small businesses and we stand with our community and our growth, and just think of how that trickles down. When the more people that we have employed, the more daycare slots, the more there it grows so much. It's just amazing how that goes. So I look forward to everybody liking and subscribing. I will see you next week, but not before. Let's talk for a minute about the upcoming uh, episode tonight. where Dawn and Minna are going to be talking about your body speaking and your soul answers. That'll be tonight on E360 TV, also on Facebook and YouTube at 7 p.m. Central Time. Look forward to seeing you all there. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.